And honestly, I'm at that point where I'm ready to fight back.
We shall overcome someday.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I don't even know how to start this video. Like, I don't even know. But I know that I was originally going to drop a video this Friday, a super fun video. And honestly, with everything that's going on right now in this world, I don't feel like this is the correct timing. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm just not, I don't feel like it right now. Um, I'm honestly frustrated. Like, I just felt like since I'm not going to drop something this Friday, let me just come on here and make a video and just honestly vent like about how frustrated I am with like America, how frustrated I am with white people, just how frustrated I am. Um this week has been, well, not this week, but honestly, for the past couple of weeks, we've been, still kind of getting over Ahmaud Arbery. I think I'm like messing up his name. Ahmaud. We've honestly been dealing with that. And then we kind of get bombarded with Karen from Central Park, basically choking her dog, saying that she was attacked by a black man and he was basically like 6 feet away from her and filming. And, that was ridiculous. So now after dealing with that, we have now been dealing with um, Gregory basically being killed by police officers, by the police officer putting his knee into his neck, and he basically was saying he couldn't breathe, that his stomach hurts, like he was crying for his fucking mother. And honestly, it was still being done. Now, I'm honestly frustrated because obviously I'm African American, but I have a black father. I have a black stepfather. I have black friends. I have black brothers. So for me, I'm sick and tired of having to kind of look over my shoulder. I'm tired of having to be afraid if my little brother is going to the store, is he going to come back or is he going to be racially profiled? I'm afraid if my dad is driving and he gets stopped by police officers. My dog is right here. I'm sorry. Say hi, baby. Say hi. Oh, my momish. Say hi, momish. Okay. You're going to have to chill out, sis. So I'm just like, honestly, annoyed and scared. Like, if my dad is driving home from work and gets stopped for a traffic stop, is that going to go left? And it's just like, okay. I just feel like honestly, it's really, really super duper frustrating. And I just want to share my experience and how I feel about this topic. So I don't know if it's weird, but growing up in school, like obviously we had history and we would learn about the presidents and we would learn about like different wars and stuff like that. But the topic that really stood out to me, I would say, has been like African American rights, like the Jim Crow eras, Ruby Bridges, Shirley Chisholm, just like anything about African Americans, I always paid attention to and had interest in. So um, growing up and reading the textbooks, I realized, and I thought as a kid, like, okay, it seems like Jim Crow. Well, it doesn't seem like Jim Crow was definitely, um, you know, taking place in the South. And a lot of racism, it seemed like as a child, happened within the South. So me growing up thinking, okay, I'm from New York, I'm from up north, like we don't have racism like that up here. It's just more in the South. Growing up, I just thought racism always took place in the South, which then led me to think, like, okay, I'm never going to the South. I don't want to go to the South because something, is just going to be racist people down there and the KKK is down there. And, it's just not a safe place for me as a Black woman to go. However, now that I'm like older and definitely much wiser, I realize that racism happens everywhere, and it's like a spectrum of racism. Now, it to me can go to the end of the spectrum, like the more dramatic side where people are getting fucking killed for doing nothing, or it can be something as simple as somebody white getting up on a train and moving their seat because you as an African American has sat next to them. So which that I've definitely experienced before. something else that I would say, like, the first time that I've like, growing up, obviously, the first I heard about Rodney King when I was a child. I didn't really know the situation nor who he was, and, I would say that that was something like, he was something that my parents were, alive and aware about. However, for me, my first was Sean Bell, and that happened in New York, and that was a bit shocking to me. I believe that happened in Queens. But again, I was a bit too young to know the full story and the full situation. However, when Trayvon Martin was killed by George bitch ass Zimmerman, I was at an age where I fully understood what was going on. Um, and let me not say I fully understood, but I was able to understand that a black man was killed for no reason by somebody who was white. Um, I remember like thinking to myself, that's freaking crazy. Why is this happening? There's racist people, but this is like ridiculous. And I remember when it came time for the verdict and it came time for us to hear if he was going to be arrested or if he was going to be charged or not. And I remember exactly where I was. I was with my dad and my little brother. And at this time, I honestly don't remember how old I was. I was maybe like 13, 14, 15, like around there. So still relatively young. And I remember leaving the movie theater and I remember, well, let me go back. I remember us going to the movie theater and on our way there, we were having a conversation. And I remember telling my dad, like, Dad, he's definitely going to get charged. There's all the evidence. Like, he definitely did it. There's no way he's going to get away with this. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Like, he definitely did it. And I remember my dad saying, I don't know. And I was just like, no, Dad, like, I promise you, it's going to happen. He's going to, get charged. And I remember we watched the movie and everything, and we left the movie. And I remember my dad being like, when we were leaving, he was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And I was like, what happened, Dad? Because I thought something happened to his car or something like that. And he was like, he got off. And however young I was, I never felt like a rush of emotion the way this happened, and I didn't even know who he was. I cried my eyes out the whole ride home because one, I just didn't understand. Two, to me, it was just unfair. And three, the only people that I could think about was my dad, my black father, was my black brother. And at the time, I didn't have my youngest brother yet. It was just me and my now going to be 21-year-old brother and my black stepfather. You know what I mean? And it's just like it was hard for me to process that because I'm someone who deals with anxiety. So I've always had anxiety. So I think I was crying because again, it wasn't fair. I didn't understand. But two, the anxiety that I had when thinking about if it can happen to my dad or if it can happen to my brother, you know? And I would say is like my first one that I can like say that I fully remember and was able to understand. Now, around that same age, or maybe when I was like a bit older, maybe like 16 or 17, obviously, between those times, between Trayvon Martin and when I became a bit older, so many other incidents had happened. And mind you, I think we all need to realize the incidents that are happening are ones that are being brought to the light. There has been so many incidents that probably has taken place and have not been brought to our attention because of social media, and it kind of gets brushed away, or people, policemen or white people, just hide it from us. But a lot of situations had happened. I believe no, it wasn't him. Tamir Rice happened. Uh, Eric Garner, I believe, took place. So a lot has happened between that time and when I became a bit older, like around 16, 17. And I remember when I became older, my mom and I had went to march in Washington. I think it was like a big protest or march that was taking place, and we went. And I remember being like super duper scared because I've been seeing protests and marches and them not going, as peaceful as they could be. Riots happening, things burning down, people getting shot, people getting smoke bombs thrown at them. So I you know, saw that happening on the news. So I was a bit scared to go. However, I felt like, okay, I need to go because I need to have this experience and to, you know, be aware of everything that's going on around me. And I remember going and legit, obviously, I remember marching. I remember all the people that were there. There were people from all walks of life. There were Black people, there were white people, there were Asian people, there were Middle Eastern. It was just everyone was there. And I remember that. But another thing that I did remember were policemen or, you know, standing on top of buildings with sniper rifles pointing down at us. And being afraid and again dealing with anxiety, that was super scary, you know, for me, a scary experience, and I would never forget it. But I remember going there and I remember the moms of Mike Brown was there. I remember Trayvon Martin's mom was there. And I remember being so emotional because it's just like I could not imagine as a parent you losing your child, one, but you losing your child to something so violent and something so hateful is something that I don't think I would ever understand. I don't understand how they've dealt with it. I don't understand how they were able to cope with it. And I hope and pray that's something that I don't ever have to deal with because honestly, I don't think I have the strength like they do to deal with something like that. And, you know, that experience really did touch me. And I remember leaving there thinking, okay, like this isn't going to happen again, or like, you know, the change is going to happen. And from since then, it's still going on. The list goes on. The names keep adding on. And to me, I feel like I'm frustrated, and I'm pretty sure everyone is frustrated at this point. And we've done the peaceful thing for so long. Okay, we've been peaceful. We've tried peaceful protests. We tried being positive during these times, and even us trying to be positive and peaceful, we are still being harmed. We are still being shot at. We are still being discriminated against. We're still experiencing racism. And at this point, I think everyone is frustrated and we don't know what the fuck else to do but fight back. And honestly, I'm at that point where I'm ready to fight back. I think it's ridiculous that we have to wake up every fucking day and go online or watch the news and, you know, turn on the TV and have to hear that another innocent Black man was killed by police officers, or another innocent Black man was killed by white men, and then getting off and, you know, nothing ever happening to them. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of hearing that these white men have had racist past and have done plenty of racist things in the past and they're being ignored. I'm just tired of it, and I think it's honestly fucking ridiculous. Um, the list goes on. The list of names go on. Okay, it's ridiculous. How many more Black men are going to be killed? How many more? And honestly, we don't do nothing to y'all. Well, not y'all, but we don't do nothing to them. Okay, we don't need nothing from y'all. We don't ask y'all for nothing. We do our own thing. We stay in our own neighborhood. We don't do nothing. But it seems like every time everything is easy going, we don't do anything, something tends to happen. We now have to deal with, if we're walking our dog in the park, having to deal with somebody saying that we're attacking them and we're 6 feet away from them. Yeah, we saw that Central Park Karen, bitch. We saw that. Then you have to deal with if you're in a predominantly um not a non-black neighborhood, we have to deal with being questioned if we fucking live in a building. Who are you to question if I live in this building? Who the fuck are you? Who? Honestly, I'm sick and tired of it, and it's just getting it's annoying as shit. And they're wondering why we're fighting back. Why are we so, you know, angry? And it's just like, look at what you guys are doing. Are you guys not realizing the shit that you are doing? It really is annoying. And we have to realize, you know, they need to realize that we've been through so much. This is not, you know, new. Like, this has not just been happening. This has been happening before I was born, before my parents were born, before my parents were born. This has always been happening. Black people have always been discriminated against and experiencing racism. We were fucking slaves for years, okay? We had to fucking sit in backs of movie theaters while white people were able to sit in the front. Okay, we had to go to dirty ass, stinky ass bathrooms, whereas white people had to go to clean bathrooms. We had to deal with not being served at restaurants. We had to deal with sitting in the back of the bus and walking miles to get home. We have to deal with all of that, all of it. And white people just get to live through life and have an easy breezy, beautiful motherfucking life. And we have to sit here and suffer. This shit is ridiculous. Why do we always have to suffer? And what I need white people to do is realize that you do have a fucking privilege. You're born into this world not having to worry or care about anything. The only thing that y'all have to worry about is motherfucking getting skin cancer. Yeah, I said it, skin cancer. We have to worry about if we're gonna make it home. We have to worry about if our son is gonna make it home. We have to worry about if our husbands, loved ones, significant others are gonna make it home while y'all get to just breeze through motherfucking life with no worries. And you wonder why we're angry. And you wonder why we're stressed out. That's because we're freaking a target is on our backs all the time. That's why we're stressed out. And once white people realize that and fully understand that, there will never be any change. Because I'm sick and tired of, you have white people who act like this shit isn't happening and they don't speak on it or acknowledge it. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Do y'all not see what's going on? Speak on it. Speak on it and make a fucking change. Speak on the shit. Fuck, like it's happening. Speak on it. Tell your friends about it. Bring it up to your family. Stop acting like this is not happening because it's not directly affecting you. I'm sick of it. We all are just frustrated. And it's just like, that's why people are tearing their neighborhoods down, which I honestly don't fully agree with, but people don't have anywhere to place their frustration. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think it's okay that they're tearing their neighborhoods down because you need those stores. If you're smashing Target, where are you going to get your items, you know? But it's like, all of this frustration, people have nowhere to place it, nowhere to put it. So they're taking it out in the only way they can. I'm honestly just sick and tired of waking up and hearing something else happen to another innocent Black man. And it's sad. Or Black woman. Look at, I don't know, is it Breonna Taylor? Was in her house and was shot 8 times by police officers for no reason. For what? What's the reason? What was the reason? You know, it's honestly, it's just, I'm over it. I'm over it. And I'm at this point, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. And it's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I want to help so badly, but I just don't know how. I'm tired of texting phone numbers, texting like 9544 to NAACP. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of calling governor's offices and leaving voicemails. I'm tired of sending emails. I'm tired of going to marches. I'm tired of doing all of that because it seems like change is not happening. What can we do? I really want to know, what can we do to make change? I want to know, what can we do to stop this from happening? I want to know, what can we do to basically just end this shit? It's frustrating and it's ridiculous. And it's like, this needs to end. Guys, honestly, I'm over it. Something needs to happen and change needs to come. And I'm sorry for like rambling and going off in this video, but it's honestly, I just needed to get this off my mind. And I just honestly felt like I can't watch or see another Black man get killed for no fucking reason. At this point, it's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. So guys, sorry that this isn't like a fun, happy, turned up video. I promise next week I'm going to drop something that'll put smiles on your faces, especially because I feel like we all need this. We all need a smile on our face. I'll definitely drop that next week. So thanks for tuning into this like venting video. Definitely comment your thoughts below. Like, I want to hear like how you guys feel. I want to hear like, you know, what are ways that you've been like trying to deal with this? Have you been protesting? Have you been just like supporting from afar? And where do you think we can go from here? Definitely comment down below and let me know. And yeah, bye guys.
That the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how Black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk. Stop sweet talking him. Tell him how you feel. tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down.